Tanzi!
Hi, how are you?
Known as Toyah. Take a seat, or can we?
Oh, yes.
Anyway, one of these...
It's pagan here.
Corners will do, I think. Not the kind of surroundings I expect to see you in, really, Toyah.
It's wonderful, though,
Wrestling.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great.
Love the gear you're wearing as well.
It's kind of hunky.
Is this all part of the Trafford Tanzi look, then?
Well, yes. I mean, it's based in the wrestling ring. We're surrounded by the audience, so in a way, you're trapped. It's like being in a cage. It's very cartoonish, the outfit, but it is based on a proper wrestling outfit. You've got to be able to move, and you must have no restrictions. I mean, this cloak is just for show when you walk into the ring, posing.
What's the story, then?
It's about the life of a girl from the time she's a baby to when she gets married. And it's a feminist play. It's about how this girl suffers through the people around her, and she's a very innocent person. She gets beaten up. It's a comedy, though. She gets married, and her husband has an affair. And that's the turning point in her life. And she turns around and says, right, I'm going to show you how independent I can be. I'm going to become a wrestler. And she becomes a wrestler, and she becomes a champion. And in the end, she has a domestic argument with her husband and takes him on and says, right, I'm going to fight you and I'm going to beat you. And that's what the play's about. It's building up to that big end sequence. Your
husband is Dean Rebel, whose gear I'm wearing at the moment, isn't it? When I came to see the play, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I've got to be honest, and the whole place is in stitches because there's a lot of comedy involved in it, I noticed an awful lot of Toyah fans there. You must be well bucked by them all coming to
They're wonderful, they're wonderful. I mean, of course, they always scream for me, which is sometimes a little embarrassing. I mean, the men are supposed to scream for Rebel, and the women are supposed to scream for me. But it is an audience participation play, very much so. If the audience is quiet, it drives you bonkers to do the play. But the fans have been great, because they haven't shouted my name. They always shout Tanzi. A big fear was you're going to hear a lot of Toyah, Toyah. But we haven't. It's been great.
It's a very rough play, though, isn't it?
Yes, yes. But we've all been trained. We trained for 2 weeks, which I'm not saying that we've become professional standards, but we've learnt how to protect each other. Because even though we look as though we're hurting each other, we're all responsible for each other's safety. And we had a judo champion called Howard Lester, who put us through our paces for 2 weeks. And we had Mitzi Muller in, who really is what I'm supposed to be, the European ladies champion. She came in and she was wonderful, and she really threw us about.
You're having to keep fit, though, aren't you?
Very fit.
Extensive training, I think, for yourself.
Well, I mean, now the play's running, that keeps us fit in itself, because it's 3 hours of solid running about. But when we were training, we were jogging every morning. We used to go jogging between 9 and 10. Then we'd do wrestling for about 8 hours. And in between that, we had to play volleyball as well.
Debbie Harry's doing your part in America.
Yes, on Broadway. Yeah. Lucky devil.
So when you finish wrestling, then, when you get out of the ring, what happens next when the production
Well, at the moment, I'm making an album in the daytime.
Oh, so there's no music. New music's not forgotten.
Oh, gosh, no.
That's important, because everyone who wrote
Well, in a way, doing this play is using up all my physical energy, which there's too much of anyway. So by the time I finish this play, which is 10 in the evening, I go and work on the album till 6 in the morning. And my mind is ready to do the album, you know. I've sort of got all the tension out in the system. That's going really well. We go on tour in August. We're going to do England, going to do Europe, and then we're off to America. And we'll be on tour until December. Great.
So we're going to be able to see you when you finish wrestling?
Oh, yes.
Lovely.
I'm afraid so.
Thanks so much. No, everyone wants to see you, I assure you. So listen, show us what you're made of now.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh. So, it's been a great pleasure interviewing you, Toyah. You know, she does 10 3-minute rounds of that, and she still sings a song at the end of it. Now, don't you go writing in to complain about my mistreatment of... I'll see you next month.